how to be the kind of woman that a man can't get off his mind. Hello, my name is Chengi, and you, my precious one, are my world. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment, and join this party. And for those of you who are coming back, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about how to be the woman that a man just can't get off his mind. How do you become memorable? How does a man just can't get his work done because he's thinking about you? Okay, right, so let's get started. I'm just gonna go through a few points. I'm gonna give you 2 words. Those are the only words that you're gonna have to remember, and the words are be, well, 3 words, a challenge. Be a challenge. Men, high value men in particular, because that's all we talk about here on this channel. Of course, when I talk about men, I am referring to high value men. Okay. High value men do not have what shall we call it? They don't have a woman problem, right? They have a lot of women who are interested in being with them. They walk into a room and every woman's like, who dat? Right? They tend to be men who don't have a problem getting a woman. Most times they have a lot of power, influence, or money. That doesn't make them high value, but it is a component of being high value, being an achiever. Or they just are really great guys who've got this stuff together, and these men very rarely have a woman problem. They're not out here in these streets and nobody's trying to talk to them. So having established that, why would they be single? If you can have any of these 100 girls, why are you single? Why do you have attractive celebrity, famous men who have everything going for them? Why are they single? Is it because nobody is trying to get their attention? No. A high value man has a problem. He has a problem because amongst the multitudes of women, very rarely can he find a rare gem. That's point number 1. Are you rare? Are you rare? Or are you like all these other pick-me girls? Are you the girl that wants to get his attention so badly that you're gonna perform? You're gonna walk up to him and you shoot your shot, and you're gonna make sure that you flirt so bad. Like, what makes you rare? Are you doing everything every woman does all the time in his world that he's bored of? Or are you rare? Are you rare in the conversation you can have? Do you have a rare perspective on life? Do you have a rare appearance? Are you particularly well put together? Are you elegant? Are you classy? Are you styled well? Do you come through as someone that he's never quite met before? Do you kind of make him think, that's different? She's different. Okay? Men want a challenge. They want something that is rare, especially high value men, especially high achieving men. They want something that just isn't readily available. Okay? So if you want a man to not stop thinking about you when he meets you, be rare, right? If all the girls are flocking to him, why don't you be the girl who signals him from across the room? Why can't you be the girl who doesn't have needy, desperate energy around him? Because that's the man, that's the woman that he won't be able to get off his mind, okay? Be classy and sophisticated. You know, if you follow my channel, it's all about class and sophistication and elegance, because girls, high value women are just that. Okay, listen, I was talking to a client the other day, and she's now in a relationship. Yay. And she's in a relationship with a really high value man, really amazing guy. And I was trying to explain to her, and he's just so afraid of losing her. He's so afraid of losing her, like he will throw the earth and the moon and the stars at her because he's afraid of losing her. And she's never had that experience. Usually she was used to being dumped and ghosted and whatever, like most of the girls that come to me before coaching. And so she now has this amazing high value guy who will turn the world upside down for her and give her the world. And I said, wow. And she couldn't understand. She's been with all these losers who were just quite happy to just go out with her. Now she's got this high value guy and he's like panting after her. And I said to her, sweetie, it's because high value men have very little access to high value women, and he simply cannot believe his luck. He simply cannot believe that you are still on the shelf, and that is a high value woman. A man has to meet you and not be able to believe his luck, that he even got, like, do girls like you still exist? Because you are so put together mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and you show up as your feminine self and you make him feel like a man. Like, this is how a man should feel. And some of you don't know how to be this, but you can start off by being classy and elegant, not only in the way that you look or the way that you move, but in the way that you talk. Some of you speak like men. Your body language, your words. I was watching this program, this beautiful black woman. I thought I was in a room with two men in the locker room after football. Like this, that was coming out of her mouth, the swearing, I can't even repeat it. And she was complaining about the fact that she hasn't met a high value guy, even though she's got a master's degree and she lives in an apartment and has all these things. I thought, baby, you're never gonna meet that guy because you're beautiful, but you open your mouth and we all have to go running in the other direction. No, boo-boo. No. So get elegant, get classy, learn how to behave, how to speak like a lady, and be a lady, okay? That is a woman, trust me, that he won't be able to forget. He just won't be able to forget you because he's so used to pretty girls with no class. So used to pretty girls who do not possess an air of elegance, okay? Plenty of pretty girls out here in these streets, just not enough high value ones, okay? Give him space. Be a woman that understands the need for a man to have space, okay? I said this multiple times. Don't let it be that he has to pull away for you to give him space. Be a woman who understands to have a great time, to be present, and then to disappear. Because a bit of distance and a bit of space makes you memorable. It comes across as though you're not needy, and a man wants to know why you're not needy. It makes you a mystery. Be a woman who knows when to give her man some space. Or give a man space, even on the first encounter you have with him. Why do you have to be the only woman talking to him throughout the night? Have a stimulating conversation. Have a great time. Take your drink and walk away. Okay? Let him chase you. Don't let him feel like yes, we're having a wonderful conversation. If he wants to continue that conversation, then he can ask you out on a date. And you continue the conversation. But don't be the girl who was standing there all night doing everything she could to just keep his attention. Don't be the woman who, when you are dating, has to always hear from him and always have to call him and always have to, learn to give a man some space, boo-boo. Okay, and if you don't know what that looks like and you don't even know where to begin, that's what I'm here to do. Just contact me via my website, chengisworld.co.uk and /shop, and one of my coaches or myself will be happy to walk you through it. Now we're going to go to stuff that is not usually spoken about, but you're in Chengi's world, so let's get to it, okay? A woman who can't get a man to forget about her is a woman that has humility and meekness. Humility is not to think more highly of yourself than you ought. Meekness is power under restraint. Okay. For the modern woman, meekness has become so essential. If she's going to be with a high value quality man, she's gonna have to embrace these two qualities. Listen, you're amazing. You're an amazing woman. You're smart. You're intelligent. You've got the world at your feet. But you're a woman. You have the same needs as a woman. And you want the love that a man gives a woman. That's humility, right? That's knowing that I am all of these things, but I'm also just a girl standing in front of a boy asking him to love me, okay? Humility is having an accurate estimation of who you are, not getting carried away with that or breaking yourself down. You know, a humble woman is a woman that receives a compliment with gratitude. Okay, thank you so much. Not, well, I know. Thank you. You know, a woman that is able, or a false woman with false humility. Oh, my sister's prettier. Oh, not this. I just got the. No. Okay. Humility is about having an accurate estimation of yourself. Meekness is the next most important thing. Just because I can pay for myself, do for myself, blah for myself, all the women independent, blah, blah, blah. Just because I can doesn't mean I must. This is power under restraint. Just because Jesus could blow the world out in 2 seconds doesn't mean that he did, because meekness is about power under restraint. Knowing that I can, but I choose not to right now because I am after a bigger goal. And that goal is to meet a need way more important than my ego, right? So we need to learn to be humble and meek. And there's nothing that triggers a man's deepest attraction than a woman that he knows. Let me tell you something about men. I keep saying this. Men are highly intuitive. A man knows when he is sitting or in the company and the presence of a high value woman. He knows when he's with a woman that men are lining up around the block to be with. He knows when he has the privilege of a woman who has something to offer the world. He doesn't need you to remind him. What will really trigger his attraction for you is when you don't even bring that to the table. When you bring your feminine, sweet, kind, loving, interested, and interesting version to the table, and you make no mention, and we don't need to compete, and we don't need to, let each other know how smart we are. I'm smart, you're smart, we're all smart. Yeah, we're all smart. He knows you're smart. He already knows that. But humility and meekness is allowing yourself to show up as what that person needs fundamentally, so that they show up for you as how you need. And that is a beautiful thing for a woman to possess, a humble and meek spirit. Okay. The next, last but not least, is an appreciative spirit. A spirit of gratitude. Most high value men do not even think about or care about paying for dinner. Like, I just won't even entertain a man that has issues with paying for dinner, because he's not in the right high values mindset. He's not paying for dinner because you can't feed yourself. He's paying for dinner because he's establishing himself as the worthy, to be respected and honored provider potential in your life. That's what he is saying to you as a woman. Now, if we're having to argue about 50-50, this man is not high value and is not worth your time or attention. Okay. Naturally, a high value man anticipates that if he's going to get the prize of a woman and he's going to get the attention of a high value woman and keep it, he has to establish his ability and his role as a provider in her life. Got that? But what makes her irresistible, what makes her the woman he cannot get off his mind, is how well she appreciates even the smallest things he does for her. How much praise she gives even for the smallest things he does. And when he does the big things, how she acknowledges it. And girls, acknowledging and being grateful to a man does not involve laying on your back and letting him have sex with you as a reward. Sex is not a reward that you give a good man, right? We can show appreciation in multiple ways, because remember, you must always protect your virtue if marriage is on the cards for you with the man that is in front of you. I'll tell you a story. I had a birthday and I was dating this really great guy, as I do most of the time. And he planned something really expensive for my birthday. I mean, he went all out. It was a weekend trip and he just went all out. Told me to take the whole weekend off. So I knew he had something prepared. Guess what I did? I went and I ordered a mug, because we had a little saying between the two of us that was between us. I won't tell you what it is, but I went and I took that little 2-word thing that I used to say to him, and I actually had it printed on a mug, and I personalized it with his name on it, put it in a box, wrapped it up nice and neatly with a little thank you card in there, and I carried it with me for the weekend. So at some point during the weekend, you know, I knew he had already made that effort. I gave him this gift and I said, you know what, I know you've done all of this and I know it's my birthday and I know that you would probably do it for anyone, but I really just wanted to say thank you. This is really nothing, but it's just a gesture to say thank you. So I gave him the box and he was obviously blown away by the fact that I even bothered, because guess what, girls, we're entitled out here. We're behaving entitled. We're entitled. And that is so unattractive, so low value. And a man will never remember you for being another one of the entitled women who expects him to do everything, right? So, you know, he opens the mug and he takes it out and he sees what's there. And this is a really manly, masculine guy. And he was almost breaking up in tears. And he just held it for ages, looking at it and says, you don't have to do this. You don't have to do this. Let me tell you what was going on in his head. I was most probably, the first woman in his whole entire life to actually show him gratitude for doing something that he would have done anyway, because he's high value and he treats women well. So it wasn't because it's Chengi that he did it. This is how he treats the women in his life. But nobody had ever stopped, pre-prepared to say thank you. Never. Maybe they said, oh, thanks, that was lovely. So many of us go around showing no appreciation. Did I match what he gave me? Not by a stretch. A feminine woman doesn't need to match what a man gives her. But she's got to show him in small and important ways, thoughtful ways. You know, a guy takes you out to dinner and he, you know, is always paying and he's always entertaining you and he's always planning dates. Why don't you plan one very simple date? You know, after he's put all of this, hey, honey, I just really want to say thank you so much for everything you do. So I'm going to treat you to a picnic. Don't go and spend money on him. Treat him to a picnic. We're going to have a picnic in my living room, or something simple. Don't go out of your way to cook the biggest meal in the whole world. Cook something simple and give him your company. And on your first date, when he opens the door for you and he pays for dinner, don't ever think you can say thank you enough. Look him in the eyes and tell him thank you. When he opens the door, look him in the eyes. Tell him thank you. Let a man know that you really appreciate him. And he will always gladly, always be happy to do for you. But more importantly, you will leave a mark in his head. You will never be like every other woman. So I hope this video was helpful. I look forward to seeing you in my next one. Again, if you would like to work with myself or Coach Shani or Coach Rena, we're here for you. Just go on to chengisworld.co.uk/shop and book yourself a discovery call. And I'd love to meet you. I love discovery calls and I'd love to help you out. So I'll see you in my next video. In the meantime, take care of you.